This music's a little, not quite what I'm after. Let's go jazz. A bit more jazzy, maybe. Yeah, back to the old classic. Always used to listen to this stuff. Alright. What I need to do is automate my titles for the stream, so on my stream deck. So I just need to click the button and boom, it is set. I will do that at some point. Alright, so which parts are kind of working with this? I have changed around some of the assembly of this actually. I've moved some of these items around. This bit's definitely not working, and in fact, I'm thinking, yeah, this whole top part that holds the glass needs redesigning. For a start, this back bit here isn't the worst, but it's not great either. So that's probably going to need a revisit. I think I boxed myself in a little bit with using really short tubes. I think I need to use longer tubes. I think I was just trying to save materials, which is always a poor way to design things from the get-go, especially with like 3D printing and materials that might be a little bit weaker. So yeah, saving where saving isn't necessary. So I'm thinking of a revised way entirely to actually build this part out, and it's going to need quite a bit of redesign. Still thinking about keeping it easy to 3D print, so these tube holder things are all right there. Hey Cody, how's it going? Yet another project today, something different again. I just wanted to work on something, so I figured I'd go live as well. How are you going? What am I looking for? I'm looking for this Social Ninja. Social Ninja Portable. No, you're right, yeah. Not everything has to be 3D printed, absolutely. 3D printing has its extreme limitations, you know, and it's always a thing, I guess, when I mean, I've had my 3D printers for freaking years now. And the initial thing was like, not over 3D printing everything. You just want to 3D print everything because it's cool and it's new and it's fun. You got a teleprompter in front of you? Nice. Yeah, I used to have a commercial one, but I just want to make one. Yeah, I used to, video production used to be my job. So I used to do that. I was a cameraman. And we had, some of the matte box extensions and stuff we used to have. I mean, the thing is I've actually built this. So, Stand by. It was just a test version. But yeah, I actually built it, and it works really well. But yeah, there are some issues which do not work well. Yeah, there are some definite issues with it, and I need to patch those up. So, but the rest of it works really good. So yeah, it's a nearly completed project, but I do have metal in there. Yeah, metal bars. So I've chosen where to use metal. This bit here is the worst bit. Oh, that was terrible. I did not design that properly. I was rushing to get the project finished, and then, of course, whenever you rush, that's when you start making design compromises and stupid mistakes. So that's what I did. But anyway, it was fun. Luckily for me, I'm pretty much going to only be supporting a Osmo Pocket and maybe a Sony A6400. So quite a small camera, and it works. I've tried both of them. So the old these little things, little mirrorless chaps. Yeah, so I might as well get on with it. I hope you're going well. So you're just editing an existing thing, basically. Well, yeah, it's sort of completely revisiting part of the design, actually. Some of it I'm pretty happy with, some of it I'm not, so yeah. And also I printed most... I printed a lot of this in PLA, which is a bad decision as well. It's just because it's cheap, and I just was prototyping it. And then I went and left it near the sun, or where the sun got to it. And of course, what happens to PLA in the sun? It melts, and it deforms, and it's terrible. So, yeah, not a good material to print this kind of thing in, obviously. But that's okay. It was good for a prototype, because it is dirt cheap. I see Creality is just also something I'm interested in. Is Creality what is it? GoFundMe or Kickstarter? Why not take the pipes all the way in front? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to extend them. I actually just said before you popped in, I was like, I don't know why I restricted myself to such short pipes, but then I remembered the reason is because that's, at the time, that was the only material that I had available. So I designed it around that, which is another bad, like I was just, again, rushing. So another bad reason, which really made me make some stupid design choices, but that's okay. That's all part of learning. I haven't looked at this project in a very long time, so yeah, it's not that. Personal constraints, exactly. And yeah, patience and personality constraints too, I think, came into this. It's me rushing. Filament recycling. There's a Kickstarter, I think, for this. There it is. Yeah, man. Indiegogo. So waste filament in. It does all. Apparently, this thing's amazing. It creates pellets, like breaks it down, dries them out, and then you put the pellets in this machine, and boom, you make your own filament. And it looks really, really good. So very expensive, but I've got about 2 kilograms of waste filament that I would love to recycle. I haven't thrown it away. Less than, you still need to get the chunks down to less than 2 centimeters though. So that's, yeah. Solid plastic blocks. Pre-processing required. You don't have a CNC router and metal bender. I do not. Nope. Nope. I do not. Unfortunately, I would love more gear. I would love more gear, but, you know, space, money, time, all the things. So, without further ado, I'm going to start. Now, thinking where to begin. I'm actually not really happy with how I put this 3D model together either. So 15mm rod. What I could do first here is I could probably... This is just a simple tube, so I've gone height 200. So if I went 400, doubled the length of these damn things. We buy them in 600 lengths as well, so... Or one... No, 400's okay, because... You'd rather just buy the teleprompter? I mean, that's completely anti-making and completely anti the fun of doing a project yourself. And then, as well, I'm open sourcing it. Like, it's if anyone else wants to print their own. I mean, the entire cost of the build of this thing will be a fraction of buying a commercial one eventually. Not for me. Not for me. That's fine. I mean, yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I do things for the fun of it as well, not just because it's easier to buy things. I mean, I could buy everything. I could just not do anything and just, you know. Getting hot in this room already. Got to turn on the aircon. Yeah, CNC would be nice. I mean, I do want to get into more tools, but right now I'm not at a point where I can. Sorry about the eating noise there. I'm not at a point where I can. Like, I want a lathe. I want a CNC router. I mean, there's a project which, what was it? Build. There was a book which has got quite a cult following. It's I think it's this. Yeah, David Gingery, build your own metalworking shop from scrap. So it's like basically you start from a foundry, and then you create a lathe. Like you actually build one out of metal. Like, it's crazy. Metal shaper, milling machine, drill press, dividing here. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's so cool. Like, I love the stuff. I mean, it's the fun of building and the fun of making. Yeah, and there's the Open Village project too. And there's that guy. There was another guy. Is it that? No, I can't remember. Or is it even called the? I'm thinking of something different maybe. But there was the guy who was it Wild Tech? There was Wild Technology. No, what was it? Primitive Technology. That's it. Primitive Technology. This guy, and he ended up making his own water powered blower for a furnace, and then he ended up building like 11 million followers. There we go. Yeah, and he ended up making this brick furnace and coal fire, and yeah, it's very crazy stuff. Iron knife. made from bacteria. It's crazy. So yeah, he ended up building everything. Like, it's pretty insane. When's his last post? 3 weeks ago. Hut with underfloor heating. He's still posting. That's amazing. This channel's not subscribed to him, so I might as well. Yeah, it's very cool. The everything machine. Oh yeah, okay, nice. The ongoing project with a thriving Discord community. That sounds fun. That's great. That is great. Oh my god, look at this thing. Is this what you're talking about? Oop. What the heck? I'm clicking on the wrong stuff here. It's ridiculous. He keeps adding stuff. I love that. I love it. I love it. I think that's great. It's right up my alley, that stuff. Ah, goodness sakes. They have a lathe. Yeah, awesome. I started designing a lathe a while ago. It's terrible. I never finished. Rock polisher. Little router. Cut off saw. Tiny lathe. Wood lathe. Brilliant. Oh, metal lathe there? Is this metal capable? Center point lathe? No shit. That's cool. Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. Please tell me this is open source. It's the only way this tech will have an impact. It's good. It's good. I love it. Anyway, I've done zero work on this thing. Probably it is open source. Awesome. That's great. See, Claude leaked all their code. Not all of it, but they released a massive source map, 52 megabyte source map or something, which is quite interesting. Righto. Where am I going to start? Where am I going to start with this? I mean, the other thing is I could just start from scratch. Like, I could just do this as a better, there are rewrites, so they can't be taken down. I saw that. They, like, yeah, immediately got AI onto that thing. And that's been a huge debate lately as well, of those meta programming where they grab open source products, rewrite it in AI, and it circumvents all the licensing. Which is crazy, because actually the legality of that is still very questionable, considering the fact that most of the license say and derivative works. So, but you can't copyright an idea, which, you know, I know there's lots of legal weird implications to that. Okay, well, I think potentially what I might do is create a new document, and we're going to call it, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it as TelePunk V2. Complete rewrite is the play for legal fight now. Yeah. I'm really interested to see the outcome. Like, yeah, how it eventually is going to play out. We've got Windows security coming up. Oh, okay. Nice. Interesting. Rightio. So, using what I've learned in the past, I need to make sure that I do this well. Easier said than done. So I think first we're gonna start with the basics. I'm gonna create a new body. And in this body, we're going to create an additive cylinder. I should name things as I go. That's something else I don't do. We'll call it a mounting tube. And then I'll go additive cylinder. And we will make it that way around. We'll make it a radius of... Now, I'm going to just have a quick look and see what these cheap pipe diameters are. Metal tube. See, 10 by 11. So is that outer radius? Is that outer diameter or inner diameter? With some big open source projects as well, that a new maintainer wanted to change the license to rewrite like that. Wow. See, it's implying that it's 10 mil outer diameter. Rapid. Go away. Can't you just use a parameter and fix it later? I can. Actually, that's another good idea. Like I don't use parameters enough. I'm using FreeCAD. But I just want to try and get it right as well. But yeah, that's a good point. 10, 1, 2, round tube. This is such a stupid... I'm feeling so off base today, like I just needed to get doing something. My brain is not doing the things. So what we can do is we can actually create a table. I think would be the way to go. Now, I don't actually know how to do that. Spreadsheet. Okay, we're going to create a new spreadsheet. Oh, cancel. Can't be in a task while I'm doing that. So we're going to go spreadsheet. We're going to go new spreadsheet. You have to physically measure what you have at the end. Yeah, that's true. And with 3D printing as well, 3D printing's a funny one. Because, you know, if your 3D printer's not perfectly calibrated or something's a little bit off, you know, you get, like, if it doesn't take into account the track width and or setup, I don't know. I mean, you can calibrate all that out. And I think I have, but it's still like, yeah. But you're holding a 10.23, yeah. And that can make all the difference, you know, considering the track width of a 3D print can be like 0.4 mil, and then you've got another 0.2, and all of a sudden you're at half a mil. Things definitely don't fit, you know. It's like, it's not so good. Okay, so we're going to go, do we have a header? Yeah, why not? What? Never trust the spec. Yeah. What? No, you're right. That's good. And tolerances, engineering tolerances, you know, like your fits or whatever. Yeah, there's a whole world of that as well, you know. What am I doing? man, I'm just not with it today. Anyway, that's fine. I'm just going to keep going. Diameter, we'll go length. We'll go width. I can change this later. I don't know what its referential integrity is like in regards to changing things. Or it says 10, you measure 10 and it still doesn't fit. Oh, it's 10 except in it. Yeah, exactly. Or, yeah, needs some percussive maintenance, coercion. There's the whole, what is it? You know, thermal expansion or corrosion. Corrosion's a good one, you know, you get little bumps of corrosion. All sorts. It's never what you think. Okay, let's go. Mounting tube. So it's a spreadsheet per body, which is interesting. I wonder if can you have a global spreadsheet in FreeCAD? Better way to use spreadsheets. And linking its cells via aliases. Master file technique. Create a dedicated FreeCAD file containing a spreadsheet. Add your parameters, linking across files. Design for assembling, not for pretty computer renders, was your last lesson. That's a big one too. Yeah, absolutely. Assembly is an art in itself. You know, how are you exactly going to get that screw in there when there is something in the way of that screw? You need to take into account the length of the screw, getting a screwdriver in there, not just getting the screw in there, but actually being able to screw it up. And like, yeah, there's so much that goes into it. My God, it's the amount of times I've been frustrated by the fact I've like boxed myself in and can't do up a screw or something like that. It's, ugh. I might, you know, I'm gonna, I don't know, ChatGPT, I mean, FreeCAD 1.1 only came out, was only released officially a few days ago. Like, well, not a few days, maybe a bit longer than that. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just call that dimension references. You can LLM open SCAD. I think you can with free. I think FreeCAD's got some as well. I should really look into that at some point, but right now I'm not going to because I've already distracted myself enough. But yeah, I should do that actually. Okay, fine. I'm going to Google it just quickly. FreeCAD LLM integration. Macro that acts as a co-pilot to build 3D models fast. Cool. That's not what I want though. It's more like generate Python code. FreeCAD is open SCAD built in. Nice. Well, this sounds FreeCAD AI. I mean, this sounds cool. Chat interface, streaming LLM responses, plan and act, tool calling. Man, this is awesome. I hated it so much. So did I. Honestly, I've gotten the CAM part. I've gotten a lot more used to it now, and they've come in leaps and bounds since version 1 and 1.1. It's changed a lot for the better. There are some much better things in there. I loved Fusion 360. Oh my God, that was talk about beautiful software. Fusion 360 was just an absolute pleasure to use. I loved every part of that. It was just so intuitive to me. Oh my God, it was the best, some of the best software I've ever used in my life. Like, it was just so beautiful. So expensive. Holy crap. And I couldn't keep using it for free. I just, yeah, it was just, and I felt like they'd just pull the rug out at any second, you know, and then you've lost all your stuff, and like, you can use it free for non-commercial, you can, yeah, but, you know, I've got a quite flawed problem that I do love supporting and using open source projects as well. And yeah, I'm not going to die on the hill, but if I can, I'm going to use, and so far now I'm used to FreeCAD. I'm getting a lot better at it, which is why I want to do this, because it takes practice as well. Like even CAD, like if I opened up Fusion again, I'd probably struggle for a bit, you know, like I don't think I'd be that, yeah, anyway, we're going to call this a, we're just going to call this a document holder. Okay. So, and we're going to refer to the, I wonder if I can refer to the references from there. So I like this. They've highlighted the active thing. Is that what that is? Highlight the active thing green? No, maybe not. You can have more than one active, more than one active object. That's interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's get on with this. So we're going to go radius. Now, how do we do this with, we're going to go show spreadsheet. Do we have different, we do have different tabs, so I can't pull this out into a different window or anything, can I? Cam was totally unstable and buggy and wasteful to try to get it work. I wonder what it's like now, because I haven't used the cam functionality of FreeCAD. Have you tried the later versions, like 1 and 1.1? 1.1 literally just came out like not long ago, like days, weeks, or whatever. It's hot off the press. And their opening image is of a cam process. So, you know, it's almost like they're pushing that as probably like 24 months ago. Okay. I'm not going to say they've solved everything, but I guarantee you, if you tried again, it would be better. Didn't do such work recently. Fair enough. Right, so properties, alignment, style, alias for the cell. See, like, okay, so how do I refer to the cell? In here, if I go radius, expression editor, refer to, I haven't done this in so long, a cell in FreeCAD. There's hardly something you can change. It is comparable to a reserved word. There are bugs that are open there for years that I thought were basic. Then fix them. There's just so many, there's questions after questions. Can somebody just like interpret his question and answer what he's trying to say? You can use expressions in both directions. God's sakes. This is where I go to AI, right? The source code's crazy. There's a problem, eh? It's like a 15-year-old project. Like, well, I don't know if it's 15, but it's a very old project, right? With so many different iterations and versions, like to actually get to where they are now is quite impressive. Like it's so sprawling and huge. Let's go for rename it params, alias. If you don't want to reference raw cells like A1, use aliases. Okay, I mean, I get, okay, actually that does make sense. That does make sense to alias them, even though it takes a bit of time. Like, I mean, hey, we do that anyway with stuff. So I'm gonna go and alias this. We're gonna go. What does bind mean? Bind cells to cells. Okay, so it drives other cells. Properties, alias, alias for the cell. We're going to go mounting tube diameter millimeters. Oh, you can just type an alias up there. That's nice. And it's got some auto help, some autofill helpers, which is nice. Cool. Okay. Neat. So then I can go back to here and I can go like radius. I can go dimension references dots mounting tube diameter millimeters. Oh, that's radius, you dork. Fine. Let's call it radius. It's one of those, if you put debug mode, there was a 1 gigabyte log before it started. Oh, that's funny. There are like 50 phases in startup. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I can imagine. It's insane. There's such huge projects. And it makes me like tip my hat to them, you know, like holy crap, imagine. And then they manage that stuff, and the flack they get from the community as well is insane. Like crazy. There's those mango, not mango jelly. There's the fork of FreeCAD, which is really popular, and it was fixing a lot of, like, there's the topographical naming issue they called it, and there was a fork of FreeCAD, which Real Thunder, that was it, Real Thunder, and yeah, and FreeCAD actually pulled in a lot of Real Thunder's fixes as well, which is cool and true back and forth collaboration there. Yeah. A lot of that's made it into FreeCAD now, but I think there's still an issue with the topographical naming thing. So we're going to go dimension references dots mounting tube length. Okay. OpenSCAD was a great idea, but it's missing an ecosystem on top. Right. So I need to get better at using this. Part design. Wait, what was I doing? I was in part design. And I'm in, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm seriously, I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm just tired. So I go through ups and downs as well myself, but had a bit of a slightly down week, so just, you know, makes my brain not think as well. What were we saying this was? Well, I'm just going to go 2mm for now again, because we're doing this, we can adjust it later, which is nice. We'll go mounting tube wall thickness millimeters. Okay. And we'll go back here. How do you change, is there a way to change tabs easily in FreeCAD? FreeCAD. Change tab shortcuts. Control tab, control shift tab. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice. TelePunk V1. Hold up. Yeah, we want to close that. Okay, cool. So we can just go control tab. Nice. That's real quick. That's good. Right, so now we're going to add a subtractive cylinder there, and we're going to go radius, and we're going to go dimension references dot mounting tube diameter minus dimension references dot mounting tube wall thickness. Now that's minus 2 millimeters, so that's going to mean it's only 1 millimeter wall thickness. Yeah, so and this is not, I mean, this is great. I mean, thank you for reminding me about parametric stuff, because like, again, I was not, it's obvious really, isn't it? Like, do it. I've screwed up my not attached. Okay, well that's fine. It doesn't need to be attached, really. I need the free, I need the different orbit style, the free turntable, I think. I've never gotten used to the different orbit styles, like the trackballs and stuff. I always just get real messed up with those. I don't know. It might be alright. We'll see how I go. Now, I would love to be able to see as well if I can turn on, like, the grid or something. I just always love seeing toggle axis cross. There we go. That's what I want. Workbench, and I also want to see, I'd love to see a grid, so maybe I need to edit my preferences here for that. So we're going to go display, (3D) view, show axis cross by default, show coordinate system in the corner, anti-aliasing, go line smoothing. Oh, what? Restart. Perspective rendering, orthographic rendering's good. There's no so much grid. We'll apply that. Axis violation. Okay. Search preferences, grid. Grid auto spacing, grid spacing. What's this for? Sketcher. That's fine. 10 mil grid spacing. That seems reasonable. Pixel size threshold. Yeah. Are there any other grid settings? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Rightio. And how's your project going, Cody? I'm sorry I haven't engaged with it much. Like, I know you said you whitelisted me. I haven't, like, I would love to have a look at it and get into it at some point, but I haven't. Just because I never know when I'm going to stream. I never know what I'm doing. It's like, yeah. So we're going to call this the outer. We're going to call that the inner. Add inner subtracts. Cool. Right, so we've got a mounting tube. That's great. Beautiful. Now we're going to create a new body. And we're going to call this well, I've already got a new body. Okay, I'll go in there. Is there any way to easily move this down? Like, I want it there. I want that. I want that in there. Or is it? I don't know. Actually, maybe I should just call that documents. Show internal name, that's interesting. Labels and attributes. Okay. Anyway. Let's move on. Body. What are we going to call this one? This one's going to be a rod clamp. Now, I only want to make one rod clamp. That's the thing. I want them to be reusable like I did last time. So let's go on the correct view here. We're going to go front view. Why can't I drag the window? What's going on? Oh, shift click. I'm on blender mode. Fair enough. Do not add cyclic dependency to Orin. I don't know what's going on here. So we've got the front view. We're going to create a sketch. And we're going to create the sketch on the XZ plane. Right, and we're going to start creating the sketch. As you do. So I'm just going to rough it out first. I'm going to do the same design, I think. I didn't mind the design of the last lamps that I had. It seemed to work okay. I can't remember how you do like curved lines. That's all right. Then we're going to put a circle in there. Going to drive that dimension. We're going to call it mount tube diameter. And we're going to add a buffer to it of like 0.2 mil. Oops. Okay, so I should make that a parameter as well. I should make that a parameter too. Make everything a damn parameter, you know? I'll just put it over somewhere different. We'll call it tube clamp. Oh, maybe I could just do that then. And we'll make them about, I think I made them about eyeballing it, about 25 mil long, and we don't need any of those. So I could just go zero them out. Could make this one, we'll call it an alias, we'll call it tube clamp hole radius. I keep saying radius, whereas it seems to be I'm actually using diameter more. So now what is going to be interesting here is if I change this. I did change that already. What the hell? Okay. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to apply this radius to the rod clamp sketch. Tube clamp hole radius, right? Just double check that didn't revert. Yeah, okay, cool. And then if I go to the item here and I rename it, is that rename going to propagate? Yes, because probably under the hood it's referring to a unique identifier, not to the actual name, not to the actual alias. It's probably referring to the actual cell under the hood, which would make sense. That's a smart way to do it. Yeah. So now we've got a position all this jazz appropriately. Okay. This is called a polyline. Press the M key to switch segment modes. Gotcha. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna do an arc. We're gonna go 1, 2, and we're gonna tangent these. Tangent constrain. Tangent constrain. And we're going to roughly align this up. We're going to go like that. Now this isn't correct yet, so I need to go... Well, why the hell is it doing that? I was snapping to the midpoint, I see. I want it to be horizontal. There we go, and then we can snip away the parts that we don't need. So we can go trim edge, that, and that. Okay. It's kind of looking like a rod clamp, if you ask me. Now that gap there is going to be maybe we'll call it 3 mil. We're just guessing for now. That's all good. And then I want a construction line. Let's see, roughly, like, if this can be coincident with that, that'll probably work out. Good. Coincident is... Which one is coincident again? It's that one. Boom. Done. Okay, cool. So now dragging this around, yeah, it changes that overall look, which is cool. And really what I want is that distance to be the same. Doesn't matter, but you know. Those are always going to be the same. So, get this locked off. I guess we'll just do a dimension like that. We'll make it 7 mil. Maybe 7.5. See, these are words. These are measurements that I don't think I'm going to put in the spreadsheet. And then that one there would be like 7.5 as well. Okay, no, that one can't be 7. That's fine. Now they're locked off. Now I don't understand why. Oh, because is that in line with that? No, it's not. So why can't I drag this up? How is that locked off these points? I'm not entirely certain. 16. I know can be frustrating to watch me work sometimes, Cody, but I do appreciate you hanging out. Sometimes it's nice to have someone here. This isn't a channel I've exactly had high hopes for in terms of viewership and content. It's just a place where I can just come and just do some work and chat. But it's always nice to have somebody there. 3 millimeters. What have I done here to make that constrained? How have I've magically okay, now I'm just... What the hell is going on? I keep forgetting to press shift. Okay. That must be aligned with something. Or that's like a midpoint constraint. Oh, that's at the midpoint. I see. So we can get rid of that. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now the way I did this on the last one was actually like that, which worked pretty well because this whole part here bends. And I think I'll keep it the same. I think I'll do that. So what I'll do in that case is tangent these two. And it auto cleaned up my constraints for me. And these two have to be parallel or collinear. And then we have ourselves a rod clamp sketch. So closing that now, I should be able to extrude that by the dimension on my dimensions sheet. Tube clamp, hole diameter. That's not what I wanted, but I'll just set. I didn't actually set that. Tube clamp length. Tube clamp length. It seems too big. So that's fine, because what we can do now is we can go back in here and we can change it to 20. Just like that. It's fixed. Cool. We have a tube clamp. Now that doesn't look right. That looks way too big a gap. So I am actually going to change that gap to about 2 mil. That looks better. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't, obviously doesn't need to close completely. It just needs to bend a little bit to grip the tube. And I do feel like just allowing a 0.2 gap is not enough. So I'm going to go 10.5. 10.6 to keep it. Wait, 10.6 would be 0.3 on each side. 0.3, a nice whole number. One decimal place or whatever. Whatever the heck we're talking about. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's good. All right, so we've got the rod clamp created. Now I'm going to create the tripod mount. Now this part was also not well thought about last time. I made it far too small, so it wobbled around heaps on the tripod top. So this time I'm not going to make that mistake. So we can hide that, create a new body, spreadsheet, art design workbench. Thank you very much. We're going to call this the tripod mount. Now, the other thing about the rod clamps is I didn't have a good way to actually mount them. I was relying on a very strong glue, and I just didn't like it. It didn't feel good at all, even though it was quite solid. I prefer screws wherever possible. Far more screws or keyed stuff that keys together, and at least not just flat faces against each other. Tripod mounts. So length. I'm going to go 50 for a start. Width, I'm going to go 100. Height, I'm going to go... I can't remember how thick I made everything here. It looks, just guesstimating here, it looks to be about 5 mil. So this is going to basically start off as a primitive, just a square. Square. Pad. Oh, pad, sorry. No. Additive box. Additive box. We're going to go length. We're going to go dimension references. We're going to go tripod mount length. We're going to go width. We're going to go dimension references, tripod mount width, and height. What do you think we're going to do? Dimension references, tripod mount height. Boom. Look at that. And perfect. Done. No, not quite. So if I'm looking at the front view now, front, I think, see, that's interesting. The length is left to right. That's not width. Width is the depth in this case, which is kind of seems strange to me. But that's okay. We're going to roll with what FreeCAD says. So we're going to go 150 or 150 there. Switch it around so at least we're talking the same language. Viewing it from the front. We'll go okay. I'm going to turn on the roll clamp. You see, that's where this is a bit strange, because how is that round the other way? What? See, we're at the front here, Z up X, which to me is correct. Like this, no, wait, Y axis is up there. Is it my attachment mode? I've got that wrong. Placement, edit, attachment editor. Yeah, that's what I've done. What I've done? No, it's not. Oh, this is freaking confusing. I'm just going to go deactivate it and see what happens. Let's just go not attached. That's better. I'm just going to chuck something into chat for a second here. Does it ever make sense in FreeCAD v1.1 to not use an attachment mode for a sketch? I find the attachment quite unintuitive sometimes, and just leaving it not attached seems to position the sketch in the very common tension in FreeCAD between parametric robustness and intuitive editing. Master sketches, layout sketches. When you're still figuring out, avoid attachment complexity. Yeah, we don't want map modes and stuff. That's bleh. When should you attach? Pocket into a face. Avoiding the floating sketch problem. Unattached sketches don't follow geometry changes. Can become misaligned if upstream features move. Attachment keeps things context aware. So, I mean, this is like a global sketch for this object. So, base reference sketches not attached, global planes. Yeah, okay, so that is intuitive to me. Although it seems weird that the y-axis, according to this arrow, is increasing that way, and yet my pad is a positive number and it's going out this way. There are some things which do not make sense to me, and it could just be me being an idiot, but Unless the Y... See, Y is the Y. Y is the Y. Where are my global coordinates as well? I just want to see negative 20. It says negative 20 there. It's padded at negative 20, but I've said 20 and along the sketch normal, and it's not reversed. This is weird. Okay, I created a sketch unattached in a new body in my document using the part design workbench. I then went to add sketch by positive 20 millimeters, but it's extruded, added into the negative Y dimension. What gives? Wait, what moments? And it comes down to how sketch local axes work. Even though your sketch is unattached, it still has its own local coordinate system. When you pad, positive length means along the sketch's Z direction. Yeah, okay, here we go. Your sketch's local plus Z axis is pointing toward global minus Y. Why your sketch's Z is pointing at minus Y. Sketches are always created on a plane, and that plane defines X and Y. Okay, so what it's done, so this makes a little, what's this? On XY plane, Z is global Z, intuitive. Okay, so let's attach the sketch to, the global XY plane. Objects XY. There is no global XY though. There's the why this happens. Unattached just means it's not parametrically mapped to a face. So what it's saying is the sketch's Z axis is out this way, which must mean, yeah, the y-axis is up here and the x-axis is out here. Okay, that actually does make sense in a weird way. Huh. Still, that didn't fix the issue. Because okay, so yeah, all right. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so if okay, let's change the attachment again. Let's just have a play around with this, because this has always got me. This has always screwed me. So if I choose XZ now, to me this makes sense, right? Drawing on the XZ, and then, oh yeah, I can see it actually. There's two Ys. Now those are all aligned. The Z axis the z-axis now actually points in the same, yeah, okay, whatever. And then we go recompute. Okay, it's still reversed. It's bizarre, isn't it? There's something I'm missing. There's just a logical thing that I'm missing. I know there is. There always is. There's always an answer. There's always an easy answer here. And that's wrong as well. So there's literally no way. So, okay. So how would I create a sketch that, one, in terms of the axis of the containing the parent body is drawn on the front view. That is the XZ plane. When I extrude this sketch, it should extrude in the body's positive Y direction. That is away from the camera when looking at the front view. Or am I just thinking about this in the wrong way entirely? You're just mixing global intuition, front equals XZ, with FreeCAD's rule, pad equals sketch normal. Yeah, okay. Once you align those two, it becomes predictable. Your goal. Sketch lies in XZ plane, so you're looking at it from the front. Pad goes in plus Y, away from you in front view. That means the sketches plus Z must point in plus Y global. That does make sense. The key rule. Pad direction equals sketches local Z-axis plus. Normal to the sketch plane. Yes. Normals. Okay, think in terms of normals. 3D stuff. Got it. So the whole problem reduces to, how do I make the sketch normal point in plus Y? Attach the sketch to the XZ plane. Instead of unattached, map it to a base plane. Choose the XZ. Check orientation after creation. This is what I did. I did this. I'm sure I just did this. But maybe I didn't. Okay, plane face. Plane. XZ plane. See, now I can see it's correct because I've got the two Z's here, I've got the Y's here, and I've got the X's here. Now, again, that doesn't mean that the sketch normal is in the correct direction. Create a new sketch, map it to a base plane, choose the XZ. Check orientation after creation. Okay, so we're going to go... What if we go flip sides? We'll try that after. Okay. Now, sketch lies in the XZ plane. So if I now refresh this, recompute object, yeah. It does kind of make sense why it does that. Its normal should be plus or minus Y. If it extrudes the wrong way, just tick reversed. This is totally normal. The plane has two valid normals, plus Y or minus Y. Why this ambiguity exists? A plane doesn't have a single direction, it has two. It doesn't guarantee it matches your camera intuition. Yeah, but shouldn't it match? No, actually it shouldn't match the body's intuition, because why would it know that the plus Y of the body is supposed to match? Yeah. Alright, the other thing I could do then, I saw another option. We can go attachment editor and we can actually go flip sides. And if I go like that and refresh, now it works. And I don't have to reverse. But so I'm either going to have to click flip sides or reverse pad, and I feel reverse pad just feels cleaner to me for some reason. I can't answer why, it just does. All right, fair enough. We'll stick with that, eh? Learning heaps. Now, I did have this issue of keying the mounts. But I could come back to that. I will come back to that. I'm just going to rough together these parts first. So we'll turn off the origin. For that, we now have the rod clamp essentially done. So now I want the... What part do I want next? Oh, we were doing the tripod mount, weren't we? So I want to view the front here. The attachment of this is just going to be the standard XY plane. And this makes sense for like a... See, this is what annoys me about frickin' trackball mode. I don't fully understand how it moves yet. It's not entirely intuitive to me. Which always bugs me when things aren't entirely intuitive. Like, I want to learn it now. I want to know. Alright. Okay. So we got the box. We got the base box. Add. And then for the tripod mount, what I had was I had a hex screw, I think. I had a hex screw. Open recent TelePunk version 1. Let's steal TelePunk version 1. So yeah, I had this hex screw here. Tripod mounts. We had base. We had prism. I used a prism. Interesting. Okay, how many faces is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagonal. And the circumradius. We're going to copy some of these. Circumradius height is 6. Circumradius 6.3. So for that one, we're going to do... We might as well use the diameter here, so we'll go 12. I could go diameter / radius, you know. We're going to call this 6. And we're going to go... No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to go 6 mil there, and we're going to go 6.3 there. And we're going to call this the tripod mount X circumradius. And we're going to call this the... Why are they not auto-completing for me anymore? Tripod mount X depth. We're going to go back to the... We'll close this document because we don't need it anymore. Base box. And now this needs to be exactly Subtractive prism. I think we'll just stick with, we'll do the definition, the dimensions first. So we'll go dimension reference, tripod mount, hex circumradius, and then we'll go dimension reference tripod mount hex depth. And now we need to shift this into the middle. Now already I can tell that that needs to be thicker, so height needs to be more like, let's go it's gonna be a pretty thick boy, so let's go, if we go 9, that gives it 3 millimeters under the hex screw, which is hopefully enough. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Now we need to move this. We need to move this into place. So we will just use global positioning, I think, for this, because we can reference the X and Y directions of the parent thing. So we can go dimension reference tripod mount, length divided by 2, and we can go in Y direction, dimension references tripod mount width divided by 2, and then we can go Z direction, and this one we're just going to have to, no, actually we can still do this mathematically as well. We can go direction reference, we can go tripod height minus dimension reference tripod hex depth, and that positions it exactly in place in the middle. Cool. It's good. Yeah, this is really nice. Oh, why do I make life hard on myself sometimes? Not do things the right way the first time? It's a great question. I'm not be able to answer that right now. Next, so I mean that's a roughed out tripod mount. It's just a brick. Nothing nice about that. I mean I could, yeah, okay, that's fine. Rod clamps, mounting tube. See, that's not right. Whoops. Because this needs to be divided by 2 radius. And then the inner subtract. Okay, so this is interesting now. So, mounting tube wall thickness divided by 2. So if we had 10 mil minus 2 each side, we're going to have 6. Yeah, 2 themes seems really thick actually. So we've got to wrap this in brackets, parentheses. Wait, mounting tube diameter divided by 2, which should be 5. Oh, maybe it doesn't need to be divided by 2 then. What have I done? Mounting tube diameter millimeters. Minus. It's 8. Minus mounting tube wall thickness times 2. Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. There we go. 6 mil. That makes sense. Ah, we got there. Cool. Still not right though. Something's gone wrong. Radius. Oh, okay, radius. Still divide that result by 2 as well. My goodness. Take the whole lot and then divide that by 2. Doesn't seem right. Does not seem right. That seems way too thick. That's better. 8, 9, 10. That's only 1 mil. Yeah, maybe it, okay, maybe that was correct. What have I just done? Control Y. Radius. Maybe that does need to be times 2. And then I need to adjust the wall thickness to 1 millimeter. Yeah, it's more realistic. Okay. Should probably give these things some color, you know, like. Let's go material. Let's see if we can go copper. See if it has copper in here. We've got machining. We've got mild steel, low alloy steel, grey cast iron, metal, aluminium, copper generic. Beautiful. Nice. Oh, look at that. Kind of looks like copper. Wouldn't you know? Beautiful. Okay. Now, next, I want to do the glass because the glass was the biggest issue that I had last time. The glass holder was terrible. Wasn't well thought about at all, and it's one of the most important parts. So let's make a new body, and we're going to call it glass holder, and we'll call this the front. Now, yeah. Actually, I'm just going to call it the glass. Prompter glass, because we need just a reference for the glass. So this is going to be really simple because it's just going to be a box. And what we can do then is I can drive, if somebody's got glass of a different size, then they can adjust the spreadsheet of the glass and the holder will adjust itself based on the size of the glass. So that will be much nicer to play with. Now the glass that I have, I need to refer to my old document because it was pretty accurate. Glass frame and mounts. I had the glass there, which was a box. And the box was simply that. So I wonder if we can just copy this. I doubt it. No, copying and pasting in FreeCAD is a nightmare. 229. $229. By 4 by 179. Wait. Yeah, 179. Actually, I should move that to thickness. It makes more sense, hey? Thickness for a piece of glass. And we'll call that glass thickness. We'll call this glass width. We'll call this glass length. So this is like it's lying flat. So the length, width, whatever. We'll call it, actually we'll call it glass long edge millimeters. What we'll do. Glass short edge millimeters. And glass thickness. Alright, now we'll apply that to our little cube here. Glass long edge. Glass short edge. And finally, glass thickness. Looks about right. We'll change its appearance. We'll go material. We'll go glass. Generic. Recompute object. Did that actually change it? I don't think it did. Doesn't really look like glass, does it? I mean, maybe that's the material, so we can go appearance. We can change the appearance to glass. It says appearances. I mean, glass is see-through, right? So last time I checked. Kind of want like a semi-opaque I don't think thermoplastic peak generic. No. Test material. Custom appearance. Launch editor. Alright. Here we go. We're going to create our own. And we're going to call it glass. Ish. Oh, we're going to call it mirror glass. Author. Mirrored glass material, e.g. for a teleprompter. Right, physical, add a property. And it's going to be, I don't know what all this means. Wow. That's cool. That's for all the FEM stuff. That's for all the modeling, like the yeah, that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Render glass. Rendering workbench, glass rendering model. Yes. Library user. Okay, well at least it's there and we can go in and edit it at a later date. Close. Let's try this again. Material. Materials glass generic. So what about user? I don't have user materials. I've only got user appearances. It's not there. Why is it not there? Basic appearance, texture appearance, all materials, mirror glass. Okay. Cool. We have glass. All right. Now we've got the prompter glass, we're going to create the glass holder front. Now this glass holder front. We'll come back and we'll do some of these glass holder fronts. Because I'm going to make this in two pieces. I made this in one piece last time, which was a really stupid idea. Glass holder. Should probably get off soon. Had a good little run. Might do some more later tonight. Save that. It's actually been fun revisiting this because so close to being able to use my previous version of this, but like it's just not quite right, and I want it just ready to go. I actually feel like doing the back might be better first, and I didn't think about a good way to design this for 3D printing either, so this is going to give me that opportunity, which is going to be good. Glass holder back. So we're basically going to sandwich the glass in this. Glass holder back. And we're going to group these things together. It is intended to arrange objects that have a part topo shape, like part primitives, part design, bodies. So I can actually create a part to, like, called glass and holder, and I can put these three things in here. Yeah, beautiful. No, I can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Right, prompter glass, glass holder back. What do we do? I mean, I guess. Am I going to make this out of primitives, or am I going to make this out of sketch? I feel like it's primitive-y. I feel like primitives are the way to go. And the dimensions of these are going to be very much based off the size of the glass. So yeah, I think this will work. All right. So we've got additive box. We're going to go. So what we could do is some derived dimensions. So we could go in here and we could do some derived stuff. So, yeah, dimension references. Maybe what we can do is create another spreadsheet. And we can call this spreadsheet like driven dimensions. And we'll chuck it in there, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Driven dimensions, right? And so this can relate to other sheets. So we're going to go glass holder back. And then we're going to go and just like, you know. So we'll say overall width. Inner viewport width. Overall height. No, we got to make this match with the glass. So we call this overall long side millimeters. Inner viewport long side millimeters. Overall short side millimeters. Inner viewport short side millimeters. And then can you format this stuff? Style. You can. Sick. Display unit. Text for the unit. Oh, I see. Bold. Alignment. Okay. That's kind of cool. I don't think you can change the height or the font size, but that's alright. Ooh, you can make the row bigger though. So that's interesting. Why can't you change the font size? Maybe you can change the font size. So it's bold, underline, italic. You can even merge cells. Creates a variable set, which is an object that maintains a set of properties to be used as variables. See, maybe that's what I wanted instead. God dang it. Yeah. Variable set versus spreadsheets. Give me the rundown. Pros and cons. This is a really good question. Very relevant in modern FreeCAD. Variable sets, the newer, more CAD native way. Oh, for goodness sakes. Plain purpose built for parameters. No cell addressing, just names. Much more readable. Ugh. Fine. Still relatively new. Fewer tutorials. Some workflows still assume spreadsheets. If you like seeing a lot of values in a grid, you lose that. Well, I do actually. You know, not great for bulk data. Things like config tables, lists of sizes. Lookup style data. Spreadsheets will still win. Yeah, see, actually, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Yeah, I do like this. Config tables. It's okay, so that's good. Clunky referencing, it's not that bad. Assigning an alias. you've got to assign the name anyway if you create a var set. So fields bolted on. It is a spreadsheet tool, not a parametric system. Wrong. Because you can use the damn values. And I guess, I mean, you've got to kind of specify the units and stuff. But you can use the values. I don't know if there's any validation or anything. I doubt there is. Fragile structure. Move, delete cells. Things can break. Hidden dependencies common. When to use which. This should be your default choice in 2026 using variable sets. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna have to try both, you know. Oh, and there's tooltips and var sets as well. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to get off for a bit. I might be back later. So thanks, Cody, for hanging out. If you're still there, appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to take a break, and I will be back probably later tonight, I'd imagine. Or even sooner. I'm not sure. See what the rest of the family's doing. Toodaloo.